Hi, I'm Faye,
I'm Erskine.
and this is our 7th episode of Secrets to a Lasting Relationship.
Right.
Last time we told you that about our wedding and how the honeymoon flight got pulled forward, and therefore we were late. We had to leave early, I should say, not late, and
Leave reception early.
leave the reception early. Yeah. Anyway, when we were catching British Airways to Montego Bay, Jamaica for our honeymoon, and it was a friend of yours bumped us up.
Jerome Darwin, yeah.
Okay, to first class, so that was very nice. And so we had a comfortable flight to Jamaica.
First class, right?
Yes, first class. And then when we got to Montego Bay, we booked a honeymoon package at the Hilton in Ocho Rios, and included in that honeymoon package was a limousine from the airport.
To and from.
Yeah, to and from, that's right. It wasn't what we thought a limousine would be like, because...
yes, ordinary taxi, right?
Yeah, and we were shoved in with a lot of other people and suitcases and packages and everything.
Yeah.
And then the Hilton, we didn't really like it that much when we got there. First of all, it was supposed to be a honeymoon package, and they took us to a twin-bedded room. So we asked for a double bed, so they took us to another room, and then we were told in the package that we would be receiving a bottle of champagne for first night's dinner, and it was just one glass each.
Yeah.
Anyway, we did a bit of sightseeing while we were there,
Right.
so you could talk about that, where we went while we were at the Hilton.
We went, we were at Ocho Rios, we went to Port Antonio to go rafting down the Rio Grande, and we had lunch at the hotel there, which used to be Errol Flynn's house. It's a hotel, small hotel. We rafted down the Rio Grande, and then we headed back later on. It was nighttime, and we went off course. We took the wrong turn. We had to start going up the mountain, and there were people living in caves as we went up, but they told us we took the wrong turn. So they told us to go back on the right way.
And I was driving.
Right, you were driving.
We hired a mini moke, and Erskine had a
motorbike license
for his Lambretta scooter back in Nassau.
Yeah.
And I had passed my driving test when I was 17, but I hadn't really driven since then. I had once driven around the cliff at Teignmouth, I think it was, in Devon, testing out a very old car to see if I could buy that to help with my newspaper reporting job that I had. And it turned out it was too old and the insurance was going to be too much, so my bosses refused to pay it. And then the other time I drove was my boss, when I was working in a bank, my boss loaned me his car for my mother and I to go to my mother's colleague's wedding. And so I'd only driven really twice.
You did a very good job.
Thank you. And so carry on with the story.
The next day we left the Hilton Ocho Rios, and we went to Kingston, the Blue Mountain in Kingston.
Oh, we went over the mountains, we went through Fern Gully first.
Yeah,
right?
we have to go to get there. We went through Fern Gully.
Yeah.
And we went up some mountains and saw cars hanging over the edge.
That was a bit scary.
And we stopped at Linstead Market, which is St. Catherine's. Yes, St. Catherine's, for lunch. And from there, it wasn't too far for Kingston. So we arrived at Kingston. Then we went to Blue Mountains and right above Kingston.
And that's where we really wanted to stay.
The Blue Mountains were right under Mandeville.
Yeah.
Mandeville's up in the mountains.
And I had contacted them, because in those days we didn't have internet, and I had written to them because I'd seen this ad for the Blue Mountain in it. It was really lovely, it looked lovely, but they never answered me, and so that's why we booked at the Hilton Ocho Rios. But they had space, so we cancelled the rest of our stay at the Hilton, and we started driving, as you said, and got to
Blue Mountain,
and it was lovely, it was delightful.
Yeah.
Oh. And there was a British couple actually running it, and we had roast beef and Yorkshire pudding the first night, and they had roses on the tables, and we could hear a mountain stream trickling
right underneath us.
from our room.
On the side.
Yeah, and then every morning they would bring us fresh fruit. It was just wonderful. We had a lovely time there. And then from there, where did we go?
We went sightseeing. We went into Kingston. We used to go to Kingston and sunbathe. And
go in the pool.
sit by the pool. It was a hotel there. We got to know the manager. And then we used to go to Morgan's Harbour, Port Royal. And they have a beach. We used the beach and saw the sunken city, destroyed by an earthquake.
Yeah.
And we had a good time.
Yeah.
Very good time.
And after that, we drove to, we had to catch the limousine.
You have to catch a limousine.
To Montego Bay.
Yeah.
To return to the Bahamas. And when we got back to Nassau, my mother and my grandmother, who'd been using our apartment that I had just obtained before we got married, and they were using that on Village Road, and it was right at the foot of Queen's College driveway, because I was working at the time. I was secretary to the headmaster of Queen's College, and so they let me rent that. So,
right, yeah.
And while we were away, my grandmother and my mother, who'd come out for the wedding, they spent the week there, and they had a wonderful time because they could walk right down to the Montague Beach, the lovely beach. It was lovely in those days.
No traffic.
No, and then the Montague Beach Hotel was there then.
Yeah, that's
they
right.
could go in there,
Yeah.
and so they had it was a shame they ever imploded that and took it down. It was a beautiful hotel.
Yeah.
And so anyway, they went back to England, and we went to Long Island for a week for the rest of our honeymoon, which is where Erskine's from, Long Island.
Enjoyed fishing and crabbing.
Yes, yeah. And so that was the end of our honeymoon. I'm just going to look at my notes to make sure that we didn't forget anything. And talking about the Jamaica, the hotel, honeymoon package, and my driving. And Erskine, of course, got his driver's license afterwards, and was able to drive a car, so that's no problem. And that's about it, really. And our next and final, and we'd love to receive your comments. We'd love to hear from you.
Right.
And hope you enjoyed that little story of our honeymoon all those years ago, 59 years ago.
59 years.
Plus years, because we got married July the 1st, 1966. And our next and final episode of Secrets to a Lasting Relationship will be part 8, and that'll be a brief synopsis of what happened to us after that. Basically, our lives, but in a very brief and a synopsis of it. So please follow, share and like Young Hearts Forever so you don't miss anything. And good news, exciting news, after the next episode, this series will be published as a book. So let us know if you'd like to be added to the mailing list. And I think that's it.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for watching. Okay then.
See you.
Bye until the next episode, the final episode next. Okay, bye.
Bye.